Hey there, everybody. It's Dave here at Ultra Modern Baseball, and I wanted to film a quick instructional video on how to find a Topps Heritage flip stock. So I hope you find this useful. I'm going to try to do a few more instructional videos like this. If you do like it, please hook me up with a subscribe and a like. I would very much appreciate that. So I came across the middle card here, this Jake Odorizzi, when I was flipping through cards at an LCS recently, and it had a 50-cent price tag on it. And I thought, that's weird. Why would a base card have a 50-cent price tag on it of Jake Odorizzi, of all people? And I realized eventually that it was a flip stock. And these are tough cards to spot in Heritage, and I will show you why. There is no indicator at all on the back that this is a variation. Typically, you will see it right here, right along the right side, at least for 2022 Topps Heritage, if it is some kind of an image variation or an error card, something along those lines. There's also nickname variations and throwback variations in 2022 Heritage. The flip stocks go back to, I believe, 2017 Topps Heritage. So they go back a few years, but there's really no marking on it that's going to tell you that it is a flip stock. So if we look again at the code down in the bottom, for the Odorizzi, it says 915, and for the two base cards I pulled, it says 915. It's a little hard to read there. And for the Gary Sanchez as well, 915. And I can tell you, this is something that on eBay people struggle with. If you look up Heritage flip stocks, you'll see a bunch of listings there. And quite frankly, I can tell just from looking at them that some of the cards are not flip stocks. So, I figured I would film this in hopes that it's going to be useful to somebody who might not be sure if they have one, because they are a limited print run of 5, and I believe they're hobby exclusive as well. But there's not going to be any indicator or any number on the actual card. So let's take a look. If you happen to find some cards in the wild and you want to do a quick comparison, here's really what you're going to be looking for. The flip stock basically means that it is the opposite of the stock of the base card. So the base card in Heritage has a glossy finish on the front and more of a rough paper type texture on the back. And really how it reflects light, well, in person you can feel the difference with your fingers. That can be a little bit tough if you're flipping through cards at an LCS. But if you have the opportunity, you can kind of do the light test to see whether you have a flip stock or not. So you can kind of see it a little bit here in the video that the Odorizzi has a rougher texture to it. But you can also see how they reflect the light of the room here. So the Sanchez card is going to have a little bit of a brighter kind of shine here. I think I was getting it more on the Estrada card. Let me see if I can. There we go. So that's a better way of seeing it. So you can see the two cards are in the same light, and the Odorizzi one, because it has that paper finish, is really absorbing the light a little bit more, not reflecting it quite as much. Whereas the Estrada card, the base card, is reflecting that light with the glossy finish. So you can already kind of see the differences here a little bit. Now, let's turn these over and you'll see the opposite. So the Odorizzi card on the back is going to reflect that light, where the Estrada card is really going to absorb that a little bit more. Now, at this point, you might be saying, well, that's a dumb parallel. I'm not here to argue that point. I'm just here to tell you that there are 5 of this card that exist in the world. Scarcity is huge when we're talking about collectibles, and especially sports cards. So you want to be able to tell the difference. So you can see it here a little bit. And as I said, a lot of people on eBay struggle to tell the difference between the two. You will see slight differences in coloration on some cards, like you see here between these two. It's why I picked these two. Sanchez is a little bit more of a white kind of background here, where there's a little bit of almost like a red or a brown tinge on this one. So some people will see these slight discolorations and think that they have a flip stock when really these are the base cards. It's going to come down to that glossy finish, which can be really, really tough to tell online. Hopefully you have a seller that angles the card just a little bit so that you can see this reflection and know that you're looking at the glossy finish on the back. And if they do the same thing on this side, you can see, okay, that is not really reflecting the light, so I'm looking at a flip stock there. Now, these cards, it's a little tricky. The value can range a little bit. Personally, if I was really trying to get a guaranteed flip stock of a player, I would honestly try to get one that is graded by PSA if you can help it, because they'll obviously authenticate that the card is what it says it is. But just a quick PSA to, a different kind of PSA, Just a quick explainer to be careful when you're buying those flipstock cards on eBay, because I have seen people mislist them, and you really want to be sure whenever you can that you've got the correct one, that it reflects light how you would expect. And again, if you have it in person, unsleeved, you can feel the difference right on the back. That is absolutely the paper finish, and this is absolutely the glossy finish. So I hope you find this useful. I hope this lets you know whether you have a flipstock or not, if you were debating it. And if this was useful to you, again, please like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll have more breaks and more fun stuff coming up down the road. Thank you so much.